Chris, come on in. This your first time at our office?
Yes. Yep.
You're gonna love it. Already busy talking turkey.
Yes, I'd look for that. Salt water, yes, a few spices.
Are you going to stuff the turkey or is it going to be unstuffed? Stuffed, it's 4.5 to 5 hours.
So a turkey about that size is going to be about 3 to 4 days.
Check that off of your list of things to do.
And you can cook them all at the same time.
But see, they're prepared differently when they're processed.
Right.
You should be able to find the bone-in breasts at any of those stores in the Chicago area. The calls, they're coming in fast and furious. Phones come on at 6 a.m. in the morning. There are people waiting.
Good morning. This is Chair Rose. May I help you?
The minute we have a call finished, boom, the next one is right in our ear.
Butterball Turkey Talk-Line.
Butterball Turkey Talk-Line. Can I help you,
Butterball
please?
Turkey Talk-Line, how can I help you? Last year we did 3,500 calls, 3,500 for just one day.
People say, you're just telling people how to cook a turkey. Well, there's a whole lot more to it than that.
So Chris, I don't know how much you know about the Talk-Line. I've been on the Talk-Line myself for 23 years, which sounds impressive, but the Talk-Line has actually been open since 1981. They started with 5 home economists. It was all female at that time. They housed all their information on an old school Rolodex. We've grown from a team of 5 female home economists to a team of over 50. Of course, the phones are really the heart of the Talk-Line, but we also answer our consumers' email, chat, text, and of course on social media. On Thanksgiving week, this room is super crowded. It's a seasonal position. Trainings are in October. They work November and December, but then the other 9-10 months out of the year, a lot of them are holding full-time jobs outside the Talk-Line. The group is really kind of an eclectic group.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing this for more than 15 years. 13 years.
So currently I'm on my 3rd season.
This is my 21st year talking turkey.
We've kind of grown up together.
We answer any questions about everything, particularly turkey. But I did have a man call me once and he says, "Hiya, doll, how you doing?" I said, "Okay." He said, "Are you any good at mashed potatoes?" I said, "Well, try me."
Can we start or?
Yeah. I think we can start. Well, welcome everybody. We're happy that you're here. You look great in your aprons with your Talk-Line logo on here. You will get calls that are all over the place. And the goal here is to prepare you to answer those phone calls, emails, texts that we're going to be getting from customers.
Now, even though we cook turkeys all the time, the training we get here is so important.
Such a long time ago, they had a Rolodex with questions. That's it. So, the questions were nothing like they are now. There weren't as many, certainly. And it's not just simple questions. Some of them are pretty serious questions that are about food safety.
How do I thaw my turkey? Do not allow or tell customers to thaw it out on the countertop. It is not food safe. When in doubt, throw it out.
A lot has changed over the years. We're following different methods of cooking. Open pan roasting method.
The microwave? Microwave. Rotisserie. Air fryer.
We had one year where all the electricity went out on the East Coast and got flooded with calls.
There's almost always a way to fix things. And that's what makes this job so interesting, because you become a little bit of a detective in this job. You have to pull some answers out of the customer. And you also need to talk them down a little bit and say, we can work through this. Thank you, folks. Congratulations.
We're turkey experts now.
Just got in last night. Yes, this is my life for the next couple weeks. Complete with twin bed and all.
Which bed is yours?
This one's me. Yay. I probably commute the furthest. I actually reside in the state of Maryland, and our call center is in a suburb of Chicago. So I'm originally from a Chicagoland family. So that's one of the reasons that led me to Butterball Turkey Talk-Line as well. My sister, Roz, who is the sweetest pie, but is evil as hell too. My mom's 2 first cousins. Mom, Sissy said, what are you cooking?
A couple of chicken wings that are left over, another piece of ham, some potatoes, and a little okra. Oh, and you too.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you're more than welcome, but you have all kinds of that you have in the refrigerator too.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a person who learned how to cook, like most people, from their mother, but not because my mother was a great cook. So if I was interested in having food that was a little less than bland, then I learned how to do something with it so it wouldn't be so bland.
Well, I have never even been able to light a grill correctly.
We don't want to say that out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This was just a natural progression to come here. Learning and mastering turkey, I was all about it.
I told everybody I knew that she was on this, and they could make a call in case they wanted to.
She has people thinking they can literally call and they'll
Literally,
be able to talk
one
to
of my
me.
friends called, I think, and asked to speak to Karen, if I'm not mistaken.
And there are more than one Karen that works here. There was this woman, Phyllis Kramer, who is the jazziest person I know over there.
Do you want me to wear my turkey hat?
Do you cook for your friends often?
Oh yeah. We have a little group we get together with, couples and singles, and yeah. I do belong to several organizations. I have a wonderful book club and we travel, we read a book. I have an eating group and we go out for dinner. I have a Dairy Queen group and we go out for Dairy Queen and have something else afterward, an adult beverage. I went to college and majored in home economics at the time, that's what they called it. Then I taught for many years. Then I was testing a lot of turkey recipes. I came here because I was teaching now food science. You start with a grape, this mixture curry and chutney. Then 2 sides in coconut, 2 sides in chopped almonds, and that's it. And I wanted more background in the science part, so they had a test kitchen in the Butterball, and they had a small lab where they put things together. So I came here for 3 months, and I decided when I worked here that when I retire, I'm going to work at Butterball. So I did. I retired. I called the director. We met at Denny's, had breakfast, and I got the job. We have had celebrities here before, like Stephen Colbert's show.
The meat thermometer is saying it's at 188.
188?
Yes.
Get out of there, it's going to blow.
You have to be very careful with people because they're calling and they're in such stress. People are crying on the phone. A young man called and he said he wanted to give his fiancée her engagement ring. And he said, I'd like to put it in the stuffing. I said, I don't think she'll be too excited to get an engagement ring that's in the stuffing, do you? I'll tell you a funny story about turkey. A woman was making stuffing for her turkey and whatever little kid was there playing around. They bring the turkey to the table. They go into the stuffing, and the little boy had put his toy little cars. He said he put them in a garage. You're up close and personal with everybody. That's one of the great feelings about being here. That's why I stayed for so long.
That first week, it's a little slow, and as we get closer to the Thanksgiving holiday, the pace picks up. We do get crank calls in the second, third week. We always chalk that up to, school's out and people don't have enough to do, so now they're calling us with a crank call. I'm glad I was able to answer your questions. You enjoy your day. Thank you.
On average, how many calls?
100, maybe to 150 in a shift, maybe more. I think one of my furthest calls was from Germany. And may I have your zip code, please? All righty, thank you for calling.
And what's the purpose of the zip code?
If we get consistent calls about an issue, that helps us identify more quickly. I really enjoy talking to people. Some of the challenging calls are when you know that the turkey was not handled in a food-safe manner. Well, I did have a call today, and I was convinced it was a prank. He had a 20-pound turkey, and he was not patient enough to thaw it in cold water, which is the quickest way. So he decided he would put it in the oven. Most often, they have a light bulb moment and decide, I'm going to get another turkey. I started my career in the craft kitchens, and I'm the second food editor for Ebony magazine. I stand on the shoulders of many African American women who came before me looking and establishing a place in the food industry.
I like the boats. I am the purchasing manager for a culinary school. I had heard about the Butterball Turkey Talk-Line. I used to love a show called The West Wing, and there was an episode where the Butterball Talk-Line is featured.
Butterball has a hotline? Yeah. It's an 800 number. The phones are staffed by experts. Are you kidding me?
I just never knew it was in the Chicagoland area. During the day, I take care of all the orders, all the ordering for all the classes and all the students. Then once that's done, I also teach a couple classes, including a purchasing class. Then when I'm done with class, I basically go up to our culinary library, connect using my laptop and get to work. A lot of stress during the holidays in terms of balancing the job, but I'm able to ask for the time that I need to do both things. You said you already bought your turkey for this Thanksgiving? A woman from New Jersey, I remember that. She was very upset that her turkey did not have any meat in it. I just offhandedly said, hey, ma'am, do you think maybe you cooked the turkey upside down and you're cutting into the back? And it turns out that that's what had happened. We do not recommend that. It tends to make the skin a little chewy. So if you like the skin to be nice and crispy, you do not have to baste it at all. No, don't say that. You're doing perfectly well. We're obviously not seeing what people are doing, so we gotta listen to little clues sometimes.
Say that again. Yeah.
What is Thaw Thursday?
It's a national holiday in our minds.
We know that if you take your turkey out the Thursday before Thanksgiving, it'll be thawed enough and ready to go for Thanksgiving Day.
We can be really busy around here.
You're animated for hours and hours at a time.
It's going to take about 4 to 5 days to completely defrost in the refrigerator.
Like a cookie sheet with sides or something underneath in case there's a little drip.
Cook it on Saturday or Sunday, carve it completely and freeze it.
Oh, my pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving.
You know, you never know if someone's calling because they're having a bad holiday. A great takeaway would be never take it personally.
You were cooking up a storm in the kitchen today.
A few of us donate our time and skill sets to feeding each other because that's what we do. We're family here. We want to make sure that everybody has a great Thanksgiving. We all work through this busy week.
That's okay. That's okay. That's why we're here. One of the biggest challenges is when you know you have an older person on the phone and they're lonely.
Their mother always made the gravy and she was no longer alive. And so I said, you know what, I'll stay with you until we get this gravy made. Right now, let's go. I was on the phone probably 20 minutes, which is a longer call than usual. But at the end, she said, oh, you are my turkey godmother. You know, you're an angel. We're going to pray for you. So it's not like your work is unappreciated here. People are grateful and happy.
I'm not doing it for the money. I do it because I like to do it. I do it because I'm learning something. I do it because I think I'm doing something of value.
It satisfies the need, I think, in all of us to help somebody else.
That's great.
That's it. Okay. You'll make this 10 minutes long.
Do you mind? I can't really see your face.
Be happy then.
If you could describe last year's Thanksgiving on the Talk-Line, like how would you describe it? What was your experience?
Busy.
Frantic, but rewarding.
Once they turned on the phones, it was go.
Busier than all the years before.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of Thanksgiving for me. Butterball asked me and one of my coworkers to Good Morning America for their Thanksgiving. I went from not really understanding what a Butterball Talk-Line was to being at Good Morning America.
I did get a caller who was the same one I talked to last year. Now the chances of that are just virtually impossible.
Caller called in and they were trying to make Thanksgiving dinner for the first time without having their mom, who was always the person who did it. If I could say luckily, I know how that feels. My mother's sister, who's been a presence in our life, she ended up getting sick Thanksgiving of last year. So this Thanksgiving, she won't be there. But for our purposes on the talk line, it happens a lot.
So I've already blocked out my talk line dates on my calendar.
This year I'm actually helping them train a little bit.
You know what? I enjoy it a lot, Miss Cece, and I will come back as long as they will continue to invite me.
This is the first year I'm not going to be back, yes. It's going to be hard for me to transition from this. You know, I've done this over 20 years. I'll never forget about my time here. Never forget about it.